Hi everyone. My name is Shrishti Sharma and I'm doing this 5 days Power BI boot camp for beginners, like absolute beginners. I'm doing this to teach my sister who is like not at all a tech geek. So I am taking you from beginner to advanced level and at the end of this session, you'll be able to create a dashboard from inventory data and you can kind of share it to your recruiters if you're looking for a job in a business analyst area, or even if you just want to post it on your LinkedIn, maybe you want to level up and do something for your own organization. You're a business person and you want to study your data. So this session is for you. It'll be quick 30 minutes calls every day for the next 5 days, and we'll be learning this together. So yeah, I welcome you guys. Let's dig into it. Welcome to my Power BI 5 days bootcamp. Here, I'll be taking you from beginner to advanced level. We'll be talking about Power BI as a tool and then kind of doing a hands-on as well. Okay. So, starting with what is the agenda for 5 days? So, on day one, I'll be talking about Power BI Foundation, clearing out your basics, telling you what Power BI is, and showing you the interface. Day two would be cleaning our data sets and modeling it. Day three would be DAX Essentials, or consider DAX as functions or formulas in Excel. So Power BI is very similar to Excel. It's just like an advanced level. And then day four is taking these visuals and dashboards layout. And day five would be just advancing everything else. And then I'll be preparing you for your portfolio, which you can like either put it on your website, post it on LinkedIn, or show to recruiters if you're looking for Power BI related job. And so, yeah, let's start with day one. And the first thing is, what is Power BI? So Power BI, as the word say, BI is business intelligence. So this is like a business analysis tool from Microsoft, and it's a free tool. You can log in using your work ID, or you simply do not even need to log in. You can just use your personal ID and work on the tool. So what does this tool do? Um, so what you do is you take all the raw data. So data can be in form of data sheet. It can be that you get this data from a database. It can be your SQL database or say Azure database, which is like cloud platform. And then you clean this data, you visualize it, and set up visualization together are called a dashboard. You present this dashboard, and as a business analyst, you kind of drive results and insights from this dashboard. And why do companies use Power BI? Now, the most common question asked is, why Power BI? Like Excel is already there doing the same job. So what's extra that Power BI brings to us? Mainly, the first thing is that we are living in a data intense world, the environment, everywhere, everything is collecting data. So we need to process it. As we know, like data is a new oil. We need to process this, find results, probably make things efficient. Um, and this large data set is something that cannot be processed by Excel. Excel limits itself to a couple of million rows, but not more than that. And then I think every one of us has faced the constant not responding thing that the Excel shows. So Power BI just helps with that, and it's like way more advanced than your regular Excel. Next, to start with, the first thing we need to do, of course, is to download Power BI in our system. And in order to download Power BI, we've just opened our browser, search for Microsoft Power BI desktop. You need to download the desktop version and just scroll down, select your language, and hit the download button. Once you hit the download button, you would actually get an exe file, and then you can just install and finish. Once it's done, just go on your search bar and click on the Power BI application. The application opens. And right now I've just signed it using my ID. You can leave it blank as well. And just click on the blank report. And this is how the interface looks like. So the top is called the ribbon. And this is very similar to what you see in Excel. You have the home, insert, modeling, etc. And you have other options here as well. Do not like feel that this is too much going on, because we'll be going into like step by step talking about each and every icon. And next, if you move to the left side, you see three main icons here. The first is the report view. This is the main canvas where you would actually be putting your charts, your KPI cards, and everything. So your dashboard is created in the report view. The next is called the table view. So this is basically where all your data sets would reside. So once we start importing data into this, everything should be seen here. And here you'll see all the table names. Usually a dashboard is not made up of just one table. You have multiple tables. So that's why it's like you have this right-hand side data and you can kind of toggle between different or like move within tables. And the next is model view. Model view is where all your tables would kind of relate to each other. So like in order to connect tables, like product connected to the supplier table or product connected to the sales table, we need to create relationships between these tables. And this is the place where we'll be creating those relationships. So yeah, mostly that. Again, on the right side in your report view, you have data. This is similar to the model view data, and you'll have your data sets and tables shown here along with their column names. Visualization, all the charts are here, all the KPIs and slicers, everything that you need to put in your dashboard is kind of here, easily drag and drop method you can use. So let's kind of begin, like that's the interface. So we have done the download part. We've understood the ribbon, the report icons, visualization, and canvas. And next, let's move to importing our first data set. So I'll be sharing this CSV file with you over chat, and you can like download and use it. But for now, yeah, let's go back to Power BI. So the first step is to click on Get Data. Very simple. It gives a bunch of options. So as I mentioned, like this is an advanced level tool. So this is not basic Excel. So you do not have just tables where with like data entry, just rows and columns. You can actually export any kind of data set. If you hit more, and you see the number of things you can export. You can export files. A file can be like an Excel workbook, which is your regular Excel. It can be a CSV or a text file. So this is called like comma separated text files, like notepad files. You have your XML, you have JSON files. Consider JSON files as non-relational databases. So these are like very complex files. These are not like straight rows and columns. These files are mostly used to like between a server and a web application to communicate with each other. So that kind of files also is something that Power BI supports. And you have databases, your famous SQL database, like all the enterprises use either SQL, Oracle database, they use Access database. So these are the like commonly used databases by like big organizations where the data is huge. You have Azure, of course. This is the Microsoft Azure thing, and these are all your cloud-based databases where you can directly connect. So for this bootcamp, we'll keep it very simple and use either Excel or CSV. So just click on the CSV for now, and then you hit connect. And this is the data set that I've stored for this bootcamp, as we'll be working on the inventory dashboard. And these are a couple of data sets which I thought would be relevant for this program. But for now, let's just click on the product master and you hit open and let it connect. So one thing I want to mention is like right now we're just using Excel directly from our files folder, which is called like a local machine. So for these files, you'll have to manually always click the refresh button once you open Power BI for the latest data to be fetched by the Power BI application. But there's like a smarter way to do it, which if you are in any company or you want to practice Power BI for the company, the smarter way is you actually upload these Excel workbooks into your SharePoint or the OneDrive, and then let's hit cancel. And then you kind of go on Get Data again. You click Online Services, go on the SharePoint, and then paste your URL where the database where your Excel workbook is stored. So what will happen that whenever that database Excel is updated in your SharePoint or your OneDrive, it will get updated here automatically. So you don't need to worry about, oh, if your Power BI is using like the latest set of report or not, because this can be very handy for reports like, for example, sales data is something that gets refreshed every day. So your Power BI should be refreshed every time, and there can be situations where people kind of forget to click the refresh button. So using online or SharePoint workbooks or URLs is like more handy. But yeah, for this case,
So
I'm just using,
SharePoint and your OneDrive. I
yeah,
could see SharePoint. Is it the same thing, or do we have a
yeah.
separate option for OneDrive as well?
Um, it's mostly the same thing. It's just your online storage space that is shared and is like on the is not on your local machine. It's the same thing. So just put it on your SharePoint, get the URL from there, wherever your Excel is stored, get the URL of the folder, and then you can put that URL here. It'll open the folder up, and then you kind of just treat it as your local, like we did here, like
Got
just
it.
go on the folder, click on the workbook.
Got it.
And yeah, so once the data is loaded here, there are two options. First is to directly load this data into Power BI. The second option is to transform the data. So transformation means changing the data a little bit, cleaning the data, or doing manipulations. Like I don't want to use this data set directly. It's not clean for me. So I just hit transform data. And you can do this step later also. So you can kind of export all your data sets once and then kind of go again into the system and do it. But you can do it simultaneously also. So I just click transform and um, so I can start with like, I don't like these underscores. So I change the name just to make it more clean. And I can do it for all the columns. And one thing you see, like as soon as I change the name, under the applied step on your right hand side, I get renamed column. So basically, this applied step is kind of tracking all your changes. And if I hit the cross button, it takes me back to the previous naming convention. And this applied step is handy in two ways. The first way is that whenever this data set gets reloaded or refreshed, these applied steps would get automatically applied. So you don't have to do it again and again. And the second thing is it kind of tracks all your changes that you've done in the data set, helps you backtrack or troubleshoot any kind of errors. So those are like the two major advantages. And once you're in your data set, you can kind of study this data set as well, like just to know what this data set is about. I'll click on the view button, and here these options really help. So the first is column quality. So this just tells me how clean my data is. Like all the values are valid, there are no errors and no empty rows. So what can be an error? So for example, this first column is numbers. Something that is a text can be an error. Something that is an anomaly can be an error, and it is highlighted by Power BI to make it easy because the data sets can be really long and you can't like kind of scroll through it and find the result. So that kind of helps. And then empty rows, pretty simple. Any null value is highlighted under the empty rows. You would want all the blank values to be deleted before you kind of start working on your data set. So that's one, which tells you the quality. Next is distribution. So distribution can help you with just briefly understanding your data. So I know that there's this one column called ABC. I know there are three distinct values and there are zero unique values. Similarly, I know my data set has five categories like the office, electronics, beauty. And then I know my data set has 15 different subcategories. Similarly, it helps me to understand I have 100 products, and it also helps me identify 100 product IDs. So every product has a unique product ID, which is a good thing. That is what we want. Like always, your data set, when you're visualizing, should have a unique ID, which is called like your primary key, which you'll be using in order to filter things from your data set. Next is just a combination of both, which is column profile. So it gives you the count, error, empty, which was given by quality. And then it gives you your unique empty string, which was given by distribution. And then it kind of gives you the split as well of these values in your data set. This is like brief understanding. You don't need to kind of do this every time, but when you're new to your data set, it helps you kind of understand the data set and then kind of prepares you when you're creating your visualizations. So for now, I feel like my data set is pretty clean. So I'll just go on home and close and apply. Do you have any questions until now?
Mm, No, it's clear.
Okay. Let's just wait for this data set to get loaded. Yeah. So as I told you, under data, you see your data set now, and then you see all the columns. So let's just create your first visual. Um, I'll just use a clustered column chart, say. Okay. Just you can simply drag it down, bring it to the center. You can increase the size however you like it. And then here under visualizations, you have x-axis and y-axis. So you can simply drag the values from here. So on the x-axis, I'll drag the subcategories. And then on the y-axis, let me drag product ID. And then product ID, as you see, it's whole numbers, and Power BI is automatically summing it for you, but I don't want to sum them. So I just click here, like just a single click. And instead of sum, I want count distinct. So I want the cues to be counted distinctly. So this is our first visualization. It shows you the subcategories and then it shows you the product IDs as well. We can beautify it just by simply clicking on the visualization first, going under visualization, format your visualization, and then you see two types. First is your visual and second is your general um, formatting. So just click on the general, say, let's just change the title. So I click on title. Under text, I want the title to be product count by subcategory. And let's just make it bold. Let's increase the text size, maybe change its color, centralize it. And if you want a subtitle, you can hit the subtitle and it kind of gives you the subtitle. Like you can again open it, change it. Like you can do as much formatting as you want. Right now, I don't want a subtitle. Similarly, you can explore other formatting. However beautiful you want to make it, you can make that. One thing that people commonly use is data labels. So you can like hit on and then you see the count kind of displayed on the top. So it kind of helps you to read the graph better. But even if you switch it off, you can read those values by just hovering over it. So if I just hover over stationery, I can see in stationery I have 7 products. So it's kind of optional, but yeah, it helps sometimes. Next, so that's pretty simple and basic, something that you have already done in Excel. Next, let's just pick a slicer. So slicer is similar to a filter, and similarly, you drag your fields here. So let's just slice everything according to categories. So this is how my categories look like. Basically, I'm creating a filter for my data set. And then I kind of don't like this vertical list. I want it to be like buttons. So I click on the tile option under my visual and then I kind of format it, maybe something like this. And then once you click beauty, your graph will give you everything that belongs to the category beauty. And you can hover over and see the number of products. Again, you can click multiple categories as well. So for example, I just hold my control key and click 2 categories. Oops. So yeah, I'm not able to click them right now. Why? Let's go on selection and see multi-category is on. Single select is off. And yeah, should be able to. Yeah. So now you see furniture and grocery snacks. Similarly, you can close multi-select as well. You can add select all. So it just kind of selects everything and then deselects everything. So yeah, according to the preference and requirement of your dashboard, you can do that as well. And let's just do one last thing today, which is KPIs. KPIs is something like every business analyst swears by and uses that term a lot. And all the dashboards also have KPIs. Let's not use this one right now. Let's just use a simple card. So I'm just clicking on this card, which looks like 1, 2, 3. And then let me just give that count here. So I drag my product ID. Again, it's giving me the sum. So I click on it, change it to distinct value, and it gives me 100, which is all the products that I have. It gives me 20 for just beauty. And in beauty, if I want just skincare, so I click on beauty and skincare, it gives me 10. So that is how your KPIs work. It just gives you like a number on your like it just displays it bold, it makes it bold enough for you once you put your filters in. Again, you can beautify it. Say, I want to add a title, which is like total views, and then maybe bold it, increase the size. Oops. Okay, what is happening here? I actually clicked on this visual. So that's why I see total views here, which is wrong. So I may just turn it off. You have to be very careful. Click on the visual you want to edit. So yeah, let's click on the KPI box now. And here I'll click on title, okay, and then total views. So now it's in the right place. And I increase the size, make it bold, make it a different color. We'll be doing a lot of visualizations and clean visualizations later, but this is like a very basic session today, just making you comfortable with all the different type of visualization options we have. So yeah, I kind of don't like how I'm getting this call out, which gives you count of product ID, just doesn't look professional enough. So again, click the visual, just make sure the right visual is clicked. Click on call out. This is all under visual, format your visual, and then just turn off the label. So yeah, it just makes it better. The value is 10. Let's just bold. Let's just increase the size and maybe centralize it. So yeah, so that's your mini data dashboard, sorry, and it helps you identify in my home category how many SKUs I have under furniture, 8. In my office category, what are the total number of SKUs I have? 21. So that's the kind of insights this database, this dashboard is giving you right now. So yeah, that's all for today's session. And yeah, as your mini assignment, I would want you to import all the other data sets. So you just have to go on get data, CSV, and just import these data sets one by one. You can either load it or hit the transform button and study the data set a little bit. What are the columns? How do are they clean? Are the data set clean? Is there anything you want to um, change about the data set? So you can do that, and then you just hit load save. Okay, so that's your mini assignment for today. And yeah, so yes, that was a wrap of day one. Thank you for watching this. And please, in the comments, do let me know if you have any feedback, any questions. I know I'm learning, and let's just learn together and grow as a community. Moreover, tomorrow in day two, we'll be talking about importing data sets, cleaning those data sets, and then modeling them, just preparing everything for our visualizations and dashboards. So, yes, see you tomorrow. Bye.